Hey you. No, more copyright strikes. Can't even say that. Can't even say that. Hey you. Can you hear me? Okay. Right, this is, I'm looking forward to this one, see? Started with a slightly musical bent, and that is because of what we're about to do now, based on the famous music industry, full of all its music industry people. Sex, drugs, can't say that. No. Rock and roll. And plenty of that, plenty of rock and roll, and the other two things, you know what they are, but I can't say them because I've heard bad things will happen. Here we go. Here's a new one. Here's a new one from me. Definitely a series that's all about a music group trying to make it big. We've seen this before with Jem and the Holograms, Jimmy Nail in Crocodile Shoes, and others. I would argue, as a subject matter, it isn't done enough, because Jem and the Holograms was the 80s and Crocodile Shoes was mid-90s. Heaven knows there are so many shows about making it in the TV and film industry, actors talking about acting. But what music shows do my guests remember? Do they have anything interesting to say? Do you remember? No. Do you remember shows about music groups? Yeah? Can you think of any? I can think of some if you can't think of
Corrupt FM.
Wow, what's that?
They're a fairly modern group of musicians from Brentford.
Really?
Trying to come up. Yeah, it's pretty kind of low budget, very raw.
Does that exist now? Is that on now?
Yeah, they're quite.
You watched it.
I've seen bits of it, yeah.
They're quite popular.
Is
They
it
got
good?
big in Japan, apparently.
Big in Japan.
Big
That's
in
classic.
Japan.
There was a band
Yeah.
called Big in Japan.
There was.
Yeah. Turning Japanese. That wasn't them, but Japan.
Related.
Yeah, so that's one. Can you think of any?
Do you mean like Top of the Pops, or is that more just like
No, because that's just.
music?
I mean, like shows about groups trying to get big. There was another one. There was one, California Dreams, right? Pugwall. Surely you remember Pugwall? No. Pugwall. He was Australian. Pugwall's Summer, yeah.
Not a clue.
And he would.
No.
He wanted to be he was like really young. I mean, he was like 12 or 13. Then he was, after that he was 14. But he had a sister, and she became more famous than him or something. And he had a girlfriend, and they had 2 songs. They only had 2 songs, and they kept repeating them over like 3 seasons because they never wrote more than 2. And it was interesting because there was a song about Tokyo in that. So again, it's the Japanese thing.
Yeah, it's a theme.
So Pugwall, that was something that they would put on like at half term. Like, oh, kids, they'll want to watch Pugwall, and Pugwall Summer, where he had a different haircut because it was like a year later. And then you had, Jem and the Holograms, that was a band. So Jem, yeah, it's more for the girls, that one. Very, very pink. I'm Jem, yeah. That was American cartoon, very popular. Talked about California Dreams. That was a bit like Power Rangers, but without like monsters and ninjas and things. But it had a very similar feel to Power Rangers, apart from that, where they were just sort of, but there was a band, and they would just play, and they sort of play in Saved by the Bell. It's a bit like that, like a hip joint, and they just keep playing in the same joint. They only had 2 or 3 songs.
Yeah.
So it was never really very realistic. It's like non-edgy, like no edge to it at all. Really, really middle of the road, kind of. So middle of the road that it would be dangerous. Because they were ploughing the middle of the road, and you were like, the integrity of the road is being damaged by how middle of the road you are. So there was that. Oh, Crocodile Shoes, yeah. Jimmy Nail, Crocodile Shoes. Yeah, so that's he had a big hit. It's really difficult because I want to sing it and they won't let me sing it. But so there's a girl. He's on the phone. He's from Newcastle. And he's out, and the girl is on the phone. She's saying, "I don't want nobody else. I love you." And he's like, "She's lying." And he'd look at the camera and she's lying. And that was one of the hooks of the song. That was the number one. That was a number one in the early 90s. Okay.
Right.
And he'd been in Auf Wiedersehen, Pet,
Yeah.
the actor, yeah? So he was really an actor who occasionally sang. Crocodile Shoes is about him being an actor trying to make it big in the music industry.
Still kind of about an actor then.
A lot of fun ensued. I remember he went to Nashville to write a song, got punched in the face. Stuff like that went on in there. Right, so, but they don't do it enough.
Yeah, I don't think bands
there
are
could be
quite
more.
as in as they were. Like now, the ones I've seen are more about rappers and things like that. There's another American one, which is about like a white Jewish rapper.
Oh, yeah.
He's what's his name? I can't
Lil
remember his name.
Dicky.
Yeah, Lil Dicky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's again quite a lot of humour.
Mm.
You must watch the same things.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because I've never heard of any of it. In this scene from the pilot, You Have a Medium Future, that's what it's called. Two members from the band Chainsmoke, which I thought was a pretty cool name for a band, isn't it?
Great smoke.
Chainsmoke.
Great name.
Meet up with record executives from Heavenly Mother Records, which again is another great name. You know, you can imagine them. Yeah, Heavenly Mother. Yeah, so going, oh, we've got Heavenly Father, let's try Heavenly Mother. Ha 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 ha. They're all very pleased with themselves. You go, fnar, fnar, fnar. They probably thought of that high on something.
Mm-hmm.
Right. About a deal and a tour. The roles are Ricky Smack, guitarist and de facto leader, Cara Rust, vocalist and drummer, Daniel Harpoon, A&R head at Heavenly Mother, and his close assistant Sarah, not Sarah, Sarah Galling.
Is that because of Anna and Anna? Or
No,
But
you
if
can
it
get
doesn't
you can
have
get
an
posh
H,
girls.
then it's Sarah.
really? Okay.
Yeah, Sarah needs an H. Usually,
Yeah.
you can't trust people.
You
anyway.
can't.
Yeah.
They say
Sarah.
however they want, don't they?
Cara and Sarah. Was that purposeful?
Mhm.
Okay.
Interesting.
Cara Rust and Sarah Galling. Yeah, you can just imagine. Imagine being Cara Rust. Yeah, imagine being Daniel Harpoon. I mean, that's what we're going to go beyond imagining it. We're going to do it.
Great.
So 4 parts, 4 people. It's almost like I planned it. Ricky Smack, not Ricky Rust. That's a good name too. Maybe they should get married, but then it needs to be matrilineal because otherwise, she would be Cara Rust Smack. Would she?
Or
Is that
Smack
where-
Rust.
Smack Rust is quite good.
Smack Rust
Yeah.
is good, but they normally put if they go double barrel, they usually keep their own name first and then the name after, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, no, because they'll have the
Ricky-
same name, won't
Ricky
they?
Ross Smack.
They not have the same last name.
Oh,
So
no.
who gets to go first?
Well, it's usually when I've met girls, they keep their own, like the first name, they keep their maiden name, and then they add the husband's name at the end. They don't do it the other way around. But you're right, Smack Rust would be better.
It would, yeah.
It's something they need to sort out. But anyway, there's not necessarily any romance, and I haven't added like other members. Like the bassist isn't there, because then it'd be more than 4 people. It'd be a pain. Right. So who's what and when they're doing it and how? Right. Shall I be Daniel? Because I don't know. It's just kind of something I'm drawn to. Daniel Harpoon.
I'll go for Ricky Smack.
Ricky Smack. That would be
Yeah.
cool. So who's our Cara and who's our Sarah?
Happy to be Sarah.
Okay, I'll be
Cara.
Cara.
All right. So there's a dividing line. There's the band and there's
That's
the
quite good,
A&R.
actually.
Right?
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
Rock and
All
roll.
right. Just finding it. All right. You all right? Yeah. Okay. All 4 are in Daniel's office listening to the band's demo songs. The last song ends. Yes, it's very interesting.
Very.
I think you could have a medium future in this industry, and I don't say that often.
I've never heard him say it.
Medium.
Oh, yes. Very much so. You lack the commercial oomph to be large, but you might have what it takes for cult status, maybe.
Well, what's the difference?
Daniel and Sarah look at each other and laugh. Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
Tell them, Sarah.
The songs are very trendy. It really hits the angry female and curious male 19 to 23 market squarely in the face. But you two, you just undermine all the heavy lifting the songs are doing.
Undermining.
What does that mean? How do we look?
Worse, how you are. She hasn't spoken yet.
Me?
You. It feels like Ricky calls the shots in the band and that's really off message.
No, all of us decide things with votes.
Hey, what you do behind closed doors is all fine, but the singer should talk more.
I'm not stopping her talking.
You are. I mean, you just did.
Did.
Then.
We can't have a band where the guy blocks the singer who is also a girl from talking.
I don't.
You just did.
He doesn't.
It feels like an unhealthy relationship. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
What we're proposing, okay, is Cara come out to the front of the stage and then do all the talking in interviews.
What? He's not a solo act.
What about my drumming?
We've got lots of drummers. It's quite easy. Besides, whoever heard of a singing drummer?
To Dave Clark 5.
What?
Karen Carpenter.
Oh yes, my mum loved her. Voice of an angel she had. Good example. Except she stopped playing the drums and came to the front of the stage, didn't she?
Well, yeah.
You see what we mean?
And what am I supposed to do?
Play guitar, Ricky. Write some more songs.
I mean, in interviews, if I'm asked a question
They won't.
about the meaning behind the song or something,
They won't.
We'll sign you to a one single deal with an option on a second and promote you on a Belgian world tour.
Belgium. Why Belgium?
That's the proving ground, Cara. It's the opposite of New York. If you can't make it there, you can't make it anywhere.
Belgium.
It's up to you. But we can get you radio interviews and they'll actually be pleased to see you.
you'll release the single in other places though, right?
No. We need a hit in Belgium and then we'll look at expansion.
Luxembourg?
That's right. In no time you'll have conquered France before they've had a chance to retaliate.
Can we think about it?
You can try, but Heavenly Mother Records doesn't wait around for long. You begin in Charleroi in 2 weeks. You'll not get a better offer.
It's okay. We won't need to think for long.
The band leave. Do you think they're going to sign Heavenly Mother Records? Don't know.
Without doubt.
I think they'll have to. You know, I write the bloody thing, so I think they won't want to, but they'll.
They have to.
Circumstance.
Yeah.
They have to.
And then sheep, forward, friction.
Well, there's that. I mean, it's going to be all of, and the Belgian World Tour is just going to be like what's going on
In Bruges.
This is it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Shocking.
exactly. We could do a little. We do one in Bruges, definitely.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Liège.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brussels,
beautiful.
obviously, you have to.
Yeah.
It's the headline.
Where else? Antwerp.
Mm.
Yeah. So already you've got like 5 or 6 dates before you even think about Luxembourg. And those are major cities. I mean, they would go to quite small places. It's only a single deal.
Yeah.
So that was fun. God, is there any way we could improve it? Do you have any ideas?
I thought you two were quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
How do we want to play it? What's
Angrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
kind
More resentful.
So kind
Like-
of more excited at the start.
My
Yeah.
music.
We think this is going to be our
Yeah,
huge,
hopeful until you
Yeah.
meet
our
us.
huge chance, and then
we're
we
like, oh, these are
see what we're up against.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
just
This is the industry.
it's like yet another
They're so anti-rock and roll.
disappointment.
They're like-
Yeah.
This might
Probably
be.
been looking forward to this meeting, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first time you've been in a record company, you know, office where they're actually listening to your tape.
And it's like
Yeah.
plush chairs that we don't normally sit on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like weird shape, you know.
Like
Of
a
course.
hand.
Yeah, not
Absolutely.
necessarily comfortable.
No.
No.
All the
Yeah.
tables are like
Pretentious.
on a slope, so you
Yeah.
can't put anything on them.
Yeah.
You know, that
Mm.
kind of thing. Shoes are pointy. Yeah, it's all,
Mm.
you know, pictures of dead animals. You
I
know,
feel like
and all
I've
of
got
that.
fun hair,
Mm,
bright
Mm.
hair.
mm.
Yeah.
And I just sort of paint my head, you know, like yellow stripes and stuff. No, I wouldn't go that far. that's probably too silly, but you get the idea. There's a certain kind of people. You've
Yeah.
met them,
Mhm.
yeah. Certainly in this town, you find them, you
Yeah.
see them, don't you?
Real characters.
Don't need to. You don't need to actually meet them, but you do see them, and you go, yeah, I bet.
Might
I
just have an
bet.
eye patch for no reason.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm.
Like you did, like you had like an eye operation, a legitimate one, and you wore an eye patch for a couple of weeks, and then the way people treated you, you preferred
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
to how you were normally
Yeah.
treated. You just left it on.
Yeah.
Like your parents are like, why are you still doing this? But everyone else, people who don't know you that well, and just think, oh, he's lost an eye or something wrong there. You know, they treat you differently.
Yeah.
I remember when I had a black eye once. Yeah, not a really big, like I'd been boxing, but I had a black eye, and just walking around, people would get out of your way.
Mm.
They'd be like, I don't know, he
He's
seems
tough.
like a bit of a fighter.
Yeah.
Well, the irony is, if I'd been really good at fighting, I'd have never got the black eye.
Mm.
So I just
Yeah.
wouldn't have been hit. I'd have blocked everything, and you know. But they don't like it. There's sort of the threat of something there, you know. Something.
Loose cannon, maybe.
They'd walk in the road, and I'd be perfect. I wouldn't be like, ooh, you know. I wasn't like bigging it up. All right, let's do it one more time. That was pretty good, though. I mean, I thought, you know, as a starting point, you have to think not bad. You lot, hopeful, angsty, you know. Oh, the music's really important. Music's really important. It's more important than what's all this image stuff? We just want to put out our music. You know, they're like that.
Yeah.
You meet them too. You meet those kinds of people. A bit annoying, yeah. All four are in Daniel's office. Maybe we could go. I didn't mind. I thought the pace of it was nearly there. We could find another 5 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Tweak.
just a small.
Still
I don't know if I can do it. Because I'm having trouble with the reading almost. But I'll try. If I zoom in, I can get it, but then I lose some of the bits there. But it's okay. All four in Daniel's office, listening to the band's demo songs. The last song ends. Yes, very interesting.
Very.
I think you could have a medium future in this industry, and I don't say that often.
I've never heard him say it.
medium.
Oh yes, very much so. You lack the commercial oomph to be large, but you might have what it takes for cult status, maybe.
Well, what's the difference?
So I'll look at each other and laugh. Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
Tell them, Sarah.
The songs are very trendy. It really hits the angry female and curious male, 19 to 23 market squarely in the face. But you two, you just undermine all the heavy lifting the songs are doing.
Undermining.
What does that mean? How do we look?
Worse, how you are. She hasn't spoken yet.
Me?
Yeah. It feels like Ricky calls the shots in the band, and that's really off the message.
No, all of us decide things with votes.
Hey, what you do behind closed doors is all fine, but the singer should talk more.
I'm not stopping her talking.
You are. I mean, you just did then.
We can't really have a band where the guy blocks the singer, who is also a girl, from talking.
I don't.
You just did.
He doesn't.
It feels like an unhealthy relationship. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
What we're proposing, okay, is Cara come out to the front of the stage and then do all the talking in interviews.
What? It's not a solo
What
act.
about my drumming?
We've got lots of drummers. It's quite easy. Besides, who ever heard of a singing drummer?
The Dave Clark 5.
What?
Karen Carpenter?
Oh yes, my mum loved her. Voice of an angel she had. Good example, except she stopped playing the drums and came to the front of the stage, didn't she?
Well, yeah.
You see what I mean?
And what am I supposed to do?
Play guitar, Ricky. Write some more songs.
I mean, in interviews, if I'm asked a question,
They won't.
about the meaning of the song or something.
They won't.
We'll sign you to a one single deal with an option on a second and promote you on a Belgian world tour.
Belgium. Why Belgium?
That's the proving ground, Cara. It's the opposite of New York. If you can't make it there, you can't make it anywhere.
Belgium.
It's up to you, but we can get you your radio interviews and they'll actually be pleased to see you.
You'll release the other singles in other places though, right?
No, we need a hit in Belgium and then we'll look at expansion.
Luxembourg?
That's right. In no time you'll have conquered France before they've had a chance to retaliate.
Can we think about it?
You can try, but Heavenly Mother Records doesn't wait around for long. You begin in Charleroi in 2 weeks. You'll not get a better offer.
It's okay. You won't need to think for long.
The band leave. There we go.
Human.
Fun. They should do it more.
Mm.
They should do it more. You see what I mean? Because there's so much punch and pace and excitement. So that there, right there, you just enjoyed it, maybe for the first time. Maybe you're watching it again in the future, and we've already made it. Yeah, can you imagine? The series is already made. Let's say the series was made.
How many Jesuses from now is it?
Oh, not
Zero-
many at all.
0
Not
point.
many at all. The series
Half
was
Jesus.
no, not even a 1%
right.
of Jesus, because we don't have the time. So the series was made, and this could be 10 years after the series was made, and they're looking back at the first time it was ever read about, and it could be like one of those really kind of cult. No, more than a cult, like a widespread, like really like massive global success.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first time, because that's the thing, you upload this stuff and it's there forever, even when you're dead. All right, so I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back with more before winter is out, for definite. And thank you very much for watching. Remember, I'm told that you need to remember to like the video, because if you do like the video, then they'll actually show it to other people. That's one of the things that they do, but nobody's sure, because they keep it under wraps. They keep it secret, and then they change the secret. So just as you're learning the secret, can you imagine like Indiana Jones, you're uncovering it, it dissolves, and you go, well, where's the secret now? It's over there, under the next thing that can kill you. So that's what they do. But anyway, like it, and right now that might work, and in the future if you dislike it, it might work. But like it for now, all right? Because it's important, supposedly. See you later then.